This is a sacred day in my world to honor, to really honor nature's protection from all of evil. And evil can be a lot of things, largely industrially produced group and individual human mental pathology and illness, and compulsions which overreach the expected and the trusted provisions for the voice and the safety of any number of people who, by ways we can predict, at least after the fact, find themselves in the way of receiving unwanted attention or insufficient attention from any number of other human beings. Evil, in ways that it broadcasts and telegraphs itself in visible and non-visible, verbal and non-verbal ways that we can use our imagination, our senses, our instincts, and experiences to help flesh out for ourselves and others, while dressing it up, if you will, with colorful terms like demonic, which actually have some very practical and pragmatic meanings. Because what is demonic is psychotic, essentially, without going into the philology. What is demonic is psychotic. Okay, so if I say someone's demonic, we're talking about psychoticism. We're talking about people whose need to survive trespasses upon proportional and accurate and assumed and trusted provisions for the safety of others by individual and group, which are dressed up with pretexts so that offering someone salvation that they don't like, or even that they do, the deficit in ethical coherence is then exacted from the victim before, during, and after. So we're going to have a little smoke. We just walked here, I think, half an hour. A nice quick little walk. So I bought a new lighter, yellow. I lost a yellow lighter yesterday in the river, and I'm very much interested in crossing the river today, if I can. But we'll see. I see people going back and forth to their jobs in the area. In this area, men and women work in different places where, particularly public service, I would say they're not very good at what they do. And they're kind of creepy individuals. Okay, let's go. I get to be out here by myself. I just have to be safe. Exacting, methodical, safe. So what you're going to watch me do is attempt to cross this river. It is a full pack, because if I get to the other side safely, I can romp there unmolested by the human race all day long. And that kind of thing really blows my hair back. It's my own real estate. It's my own kingdom, you know, and I know it well. And I can just rule it for a day in the winter. So pockets are great. That's how I don't lose things. Pockets are great as long as you zip them up. Otherwise, they're useless. Okay. You might as well just give her shit to nature. Now, this brings up the interesting question: does nature protect us? Well, my mom is so healthy. People I know, people I think about, people I care about, people I admire, always seem to improve in health after contact with me, without any physical contact. I just love seeing people thrive, especially older people. I don't have any medical background, it's just strength. So while you're out here, that's the kingfisher. While you're out here, your middle-aged version who lives with his mom, who's out beside the road in parks, and for a lot of people probably think you're just like a homeless person. But actually, what they don't know is that what's really happening is on the inside. What they don't see beneath my clothing, which is my mind and my experience, my occupations, because I didn't spend my life learning how to hit a golf ball. Like, whoa, look, man. So most white people are like, oh, wow, I can hit a golf ball. Look at me, I'm somebody, right? I can build a house, which is great, by the way. I admire that. Physical things you can do are great. No taking away from build a house, build a tent, build a rocket. Awesome. But the things that I do, I don't give very much evidence of. But like a lot of native people that lived on this earth, not that I'm like a native person in any particular way that I should know as a white person, but there are just nice little similarities to be drawn in that, in some small respect. And so we're entering into the area where I would start to think about where and when and how and if I want to cross the river. So you see these logs over here. These are actually what I've just passed. What I've just passed are probably one of my best bets. Because look at, you see it's close to the river and there's a couple of them. It's almost like saying, cross me, I'm safe. We just have to figure out how to get onto them. So let's see. I'm not going to do it now because let's see. So look at, this is doable. This is fucking doable. There's 2 logs there. I didn't see that yesterday. You can go down the other side. Yeah, this is doable. And I would need both my hands free, and I'd walk across there. Or I'd walk, you can actually just walk along the side probably on that side wood. And do quite well. You can pick either one. But I'm going to keep going because I have to take a shit. And we'll come back to this because I think it is basically, or you could just walk right on top of that one log. So it's interesting. I'm going to come back to that. I like it. And then once you get over there, you got that world to yourself all day, and that's pretty cool. You know, I've crapped my pants a couple times in the last few days, just a little bit, and it comes on strong, you know, when it comes on. Does anyone else have that? It's like, whoa, my body has to go. It has to go sometimes. There's no 2 ways about it. Oh. The weed is good. I rolled an extra joint just because if I get stuck on the island for a while, I don't want to, you know. And I want something I can cross that's easy to cross back. So we go here, like, that one might be end of the better one. Doesn't seem to be anybody around here. And then there's this, but that doesn't take you all the way across, so that's not good. Sometimes there's literally no place to put your thing because there's nothing flat in nature. But Okay. I had to give a policeman's and RCMP officer's wife a little lesson in manners and the English language one day. She didn't like it very much. And she was a rude person. Just a very rude person. She didn't have any manners. And so, like I said about mental illness, you don't have to be malicious. You just didn't have the manners. You'd never learned the manners. You could say, well, I care about people, but if you don't care enough, or no one's cared enough to teach you how to talk to people, how to approach people, how not to approach people, right? And that you come at people in a very crude way, and you make bad assumptions about them, nobody likes that. Like, I promise you, nobody likes that. And that's basically what I taught her, with someone who never taught this woman since she was a child. And you can see it's like a child developmental issue. But they're never going to develop. You know, you only have a few minutes. Like, I met a male manager in a store. He didn't know how to talk to people. He didn't know how to manage his emotions. He didn't know how to do a lot of things. So, and I basically end up running the store without any notice for about 5 minutes. You know, that's how little control this person has of themselves. So people that are violent often don't have enough control of themselves. And other people can influence them who don't have enough control of themselves. Just think how that turns out. So what I got is a bowel movement and the sticks. Thank you. Got my bowel movement done. Got my camera. You gotta get that done. You can't do anything when you have to take a crap. You know, fuck. You watch all these bushcraft movies, you know, it's like, what do you do when you have to take a crap? You know, like, what do you do when you have to take a crap? Like, edit your video? Just getting my legs out here. Just look around. I only have one stalker out here, bisexual meth addict, and he's a friendly stalker. So he's actually a personality that's closer to mine than anyone I've met. He's just he wants to be my friend. I don't make friends with young men. It's not my thing, dude. Okay, now this doesn't go all the way across the river, but I'm very tempted because it's got so many fucking logs to cross. You could scraggle your way across. Anyone who can't scraggle across way. But once you're on the other side, there's no guarantee you can make it over. There might be a way, but you don't know. What's the chance you take? Actually, no, I have been over there. There is no way over. Well, let's go then. This way. We have time. There's no rush. It's still early. I'm gonna go see how my little creation is doing down here. So you can get over there, but I can get over there over here. Look, it's actually quite low today, so this is good. Look at how close you can get over there on this side. It's like, you can just dash across in your feet, almost. But that is not the prize. So it doesn't give us the prize. It's always better on your ass if you're at a height. And there we go. Good. Over. Even though it's impossible, I sort of abandoned going across here. I still like it because it is ultimately the most interesting crossing to take. And I think I'm going to go take another look at it across here. Normally I would put down my drink, but I'm feeling confident, so. Yay! Hey! Yay! Hey! 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 Okay, good. Hey! And Troy Aikman. Go. Yeah, I still, even though there's other places to go, this, as the river goes down, it's the most reliable. And nobody wants to cross and recross a river that takes a lot of danger. So you can see my attempt over here is not too bad. Not too shabby. Now I could probably get in my bare feet and cross there. I'm gonna go down here, check the water level, probably wipe my ass a little bit better, and the best place to cross is down this way, but it does change from year to year. I'm gonna have to change my underwear. Yeah, my crap has tended to be a little bit on the gooey side. Gooey duck. And that's why it's coming out of my ass. She's just looking at my face. That's okay. Okay, so still not my favorite. This is my favorite crossing. If I could get one of these logs over there, it's one of my favorite places to go. It's my favorite crossing. And it's right here because, yeah, it's the shortest crossing. You could get a couple large-sized logs sitting there. You'd be sitting pretty. Oh, there's dog crap. Ah! This little prickly bush. Yeah. Right, sort of diagonally across here is one of the best places to cross, and then you can see down here too. You could dump a log in there. Fuck. Okay, here's the lay of the land. Taking my time here, thinking it out. Now, once I start thinking about getting my bare feet, it's kind of game over, because that's not what you want. Because the name of the game is not losing too many calories. You can do it. I mean, I could do it, put my socks on. Ooh, it's good for you in a way. You go and walk all day, but you're lowering your thermal. You don't know how cold you are until you get home at the end of the day. So I see all these logs down here. Remember I said I don't think you can get over if you get to that other side, but I think I can. I think it can be done. This is a nice shallowish crossing, so if I had boots or something, you could do it. You get across there, then you come across here, you get the whole line of yourself. Now, if you can do something easy and repeatable, that's easy to get back, you've got a life. So that's what I'm going to try to do. So I would normally have a little bit of solid protein right now, again to keep that fire going, but I've had a beef sausage roll. Thank you to the cow people. They've been really good. Yeah, my head just got a high-pitched sound. Thank you to the cow people. I asked some cows one day to help me, and they did. Dealing with sacrificial and parasitical human energy is very hard. You think the cows have it bad, humans have it bad, right? A cow or a dairy cow or a beef cow, whatever, that lives for 2, 3, 4, 5 years, has a better life than most people in this area, and will come and be born again and have another wonderful life. You're so sorry for them, for the hours of suffering that they have or fear, that they don't suffer a terrible need to conceptualize the way we do. Although I wouldn't deprive the cow people of extraordinary intelligence. There's all kinds of intelligence, right? I mean, my intelligence can foresee and imagine all kinds of dangers, which can paralyze me from day to day if I want to, right? And then a percentage of them are probably true. And a percentage of them will probably happen to me one day, but you don't know which ones. And it might come at you in a different form. It's like, you knew that, you just didn't put it in the right words. So the world's very difficult. So the cow people have helped to protect me, so I can just enjoy my life. Okay. The one thing you have to protect yourself out here is yourself. Don't get tired, don't get stupid. It is a risk to go there, no doubt about it. I could go for a nice walk somewhere else, but it's close to 0 degrees. But every day has a different kind of cold. Today's cold seems a little friendlier, so getting the pack on. I'm going to go investigate down here. Okay? So we're just isolating different ways of getting to the island. The hardest part is this part, just finding a good route. Once I get to the side, I mean, whatever I do over there, and then make sure that no matter how high the river gets, I can get back. So I found a way to get through here, so I'll just go this way. This bypasses all these logs. So you're in brush, your feet you get stuck on anything, you don't know it, so it forces you to really push yourself. Okay, so this is what I like. That's just a land crossing. Take off the shoes, go over there, boom, 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 boom. Then I go over here, and then I'm done. But I lose thermal units. This water is effectively 0 to below 0, right? So that's just sucking energy out of your feet. Now, if I'd done a few kilometers jogging already, it wouldn't be a big deal, but my core temperature isn't up yet, so it would be really stupid. So I'm going to go right through here. It's not very sound, but let's give it a shot. This is not very fun brush to walk through. I think I will. Let's try it. You're stupid. It's stupid. Why are you going through that? It's stupid. It is stupid. and slow, right? We're not going too fast. Ooh, just hit my head on something there, so that's why you do slowly. Now, if I'm going to use this route again, I want to clear some of this shit away. But yeah, this is a good route. Okay, so I gotta get under these logs. Down on one knee. Boom, boom, boom. Just going on my knees. Take it slow. There's some kind of dung here. Bird dung or something on there. Take it as a good woman. And along the way, if I find a good staff, I'm not going to film if I get over here bigger, but let's see what we can do. I've probably come out here so many times just going, where can I cross, where can I cross, where can I cross? And to no avail, but let me see. This is still very safely within my ken. Let me see here. So that log, yeah. And some people would say, hey, let's do that, but you know, you crouch down, you take a low center of gravity, but what I'm seeing is that as I go along, you know, if you can't do it comfortably, you shouldn't do it at all. And then this one is too thin, but again, the person with the right agility could go in their bare feet and do that. In fact, in your bare feet is probably the best way to do it and walk along there. But, you know, I mean, you got to consider if you do fall, you've got logs and hazards and rocks everywhere. You can get seriously injured, so it's not a good idea. Then there's this one, which is really low to the water, and that just goes way, just slips down. But that log is going to be extremely slippery. So, and the tide has come up and on and exposed to water for a long time. So I'm going to pass on all of those. This is the log we thought about crossing over here, but I took an easy route. And then let's examine this area a little more closely. So we got this tree. There's too much shit. I mean, you could crouch down, grab onto things, I guess, along the way, if you think you can even hold on to them. And that's a pretty complicated route, if you ask me. Anyone around? No, right now. Here. I was here yesterday, didn't find anything, but I still think I want to just scope this out a bit better. You know, see what we can do. So, that's interesting. Over there looks really easy, doesn't it? It always looks that way from a distance. It just seems like it's in a very straight log coming across there, but you know, and look at that. I mean, it just funnels right through there, so it would seem like a smarter place to cross. Here, it's cold, but it's shallow enough. I could walk through it. So, damn it, that log looks very attractive down there. You could actually go this way. Look at this. You get down on this log, go across this log, jump over to those stones, and if you had a good staff, you could probably walk along there. That's probably what I'm going to do, quite frankly. Or I could cross over here with a good staff, get over that side. But I like how this route is very close to the ground. But then when you get over there, it looks... Yeah, it's hard to see. Careful, there's a lot of roots here. I'm not sure how I'd cross over there. But I don't think there is a crossing. But it'd be an interesting ride, to be sure. Well, what do you think, Brendan? Oh, I think I want to take a break. It's also tiring. There's nothing that really just goes bingo, bango, bongo. And added to the fact that although it's an interesting sort of obstacle course, everything's going to be wet and cold. And one slip is all it takes to get your foot in the water. Next thing you know, your shoe is full of water and your feet are cold anyway. You haven't got anywhere. And wherever you get to, you're just going to be cold the rest of the day. So there's a certain boundary. My ass is doing good.